back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you are new, hi, I'm Cora. Make sure you check out the description box below for links to all of my social accounts as well as my website, corashay.com. And let's get into the video because today I'm going to be sharing tips for organizing your day as well as going through a little bit about my free printable daily schedule. I will kind of walk you through how to use that, as well as the link for that is below. Like I said, it is totally free. So we will talk more about that at the end of the video. Live your best possible life. All right, guys. I cannot talk enough about how important it is. Share a couple tips for organizing your day and using a schedule to keep yourself on task and staying focused and making sure that you can have any day that you want to be a productive day. Tip number one is one that I totally swear by, and that is to schedule your most important tasks first. If you've watched my other videos, you've probably heard me talk about this, that I do think that this is a time management strategy that works really well for a lot of people. Of course, not everyone. There's a good chance it'll work for you as well, and it works great for me. And so going through when you're making your schedule and scheduling the most important tasks first. Get the big things done, get those tasks that are either due soon, or let's say you're in school, you're in college or high school or whatever, and you have a few classes that you're studying for, but you don't necessarily have like a deadline. Go through and figure out which class you're struggling in the most and make that your like most important class to study for. It's a pretty simple concept, but I do think that it's often overlooked to try to get those big tasks out of the way, because there is a mental element as well, that not only are you like in terms of time getting the most important tasks done so that you don't run out of time in the day, but you also get that mentally off of your plate, and that can be really helpful for having more productive and organized day the rest of the day, because you don't have that looming over you anymore. Number two, make daily to-do lists. This is another one. You've probably heard me talk about it. If you are new though, make daily to-do lists, please. Seriously, I know that monthly to-do lists are important, weekly to-do lists are important, but oh my gosh, daily to-do lists can end up being the number one tool for helping you have more productive days that can lead to you being more successful and just being more efficient, and then also having more time to do fun things and to live your life as well. Make daily to-do lists. Please, please, please. Number three is to plan for buffer time. It is unrealistic to think you are not going to eat for the entire day. Please eat. Please eat. You need the fuel. I know a lot of us get too busy to eat, and that's not good. It's going to be unrealistic to say that you're never going to hit traffic if your day involves driving around to different places. It's unrealistic that you're never going to have to go to the bathroom. Plan for buffer time. If you are literally planning your day like this, I'm doing this until 8:15, and then from 8:15 to 8:45 I'm doing this, and then 8:45 to 9:30 I'm doing this, and you're not planning for any buffer time in the middle of that, and like time to switch between tasks and to get places and to just little life stuff that could come during the day, it's unrealistic. And then what's going to happen is everything's going to slowly get pushed back, and then the tasks at the end of the day aren't going to get done. It's unrealistic. It's going to make you stressed out, which also, when you're stressed when you're doing tasks, you're more likely to make errors as well. Plan for buffer time. Be realistic. Plan for things like traffic. If you could get there and there wasn't any traffic and you're 10 minutes early, cool. Do a little task in that time frame. It's better to plan for a little bit more buffer than not enough. The next tip is to do a time log. So if you are making these daily schedules and you're like, Cora, I'm literally only getting 70% of my daily schedule done. Like I'm literally not getting to almost any of this, or not nearly enough of it. There's a good chance that you are not actually fully aware where the time in your day is going. And that's not necessarily that you're doing time-wasting habits, but you may also be doing time-wasting habits. It also could be that you need to automate more tasks. It could be that you just have too much on your plate and you need to say no to some things, or you need to work on trying to get some things off your plate. But you won't necessarily know that until you do a time log. A time log is simple. You just grab a piece of notebook paper and you write down. You can either do 30-minute increments or hour-long increments, whatever works the best for you. And at the end of every 30 or 60 minutes, write down what you did in that last chunk of time. and be honest. This isn't gonna be helpful if you're not honest with yourself. So go through and, you know, if you did sit on Instagram for 20 minutes, be honest, write that down. That way you can get an idea as to where your time is going in the day. However, if you were like, oh my God, I was so productive, I did all these things, you know, if I look back at literally every 60 minutes, I was accomplishing as much as I possibly could have in those 60 minutes, and I was efficient, and I'm automating things, you know, I wasn't doing redundant tasks that definitely could be automated if I put a little effort into them, then you probably have too much on your plate. And that's where a time log can really come into play, is showing you that you have too much, or that you're spending too much time doing things that aren't necessary, whether that be automating things that you could delegate. You know, if you are a manager and you have staff underneath you, or you're a mom and you have kids that could assist, delegating tasks to others could also be something that a time log can kind of open your eyes to, that you need to be. And the final tip for daily schedules is don't be afraid to stretch a little bit. Put some goals, put some ambitious things on there. When you write it down and you kind of say, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna get this done today. You know, maybe you don't normally get to a third task, or, you know, whatever your life is. Put something ambitious on there. Put that third task. Put, you know, that you're going to work out. Put that you're going to accomplish something. Put that you're gonna, instead of normally doing 10 client calls, put that you're gonna do 15 client calls. Be ambitious. You know I talk about being realistic, and that's important as well, but also doing just a little bit of ambitious goal setting in your daily schedule can actually really inspire and motivate you. And it can make you go, okay, I'm gonna get these other tasks done faster. I'm gonna be efficient. I'm not gonna scroll on TikTok. I'm not gonna whatever it may be. And I'm going to stay focused so that I can get to that point in my daily schedule where I can do the ambitious things. Again, remember, you need to get the most important things done first, you know, the things that absolutely have to be done. But rather than like kind of leisurely getting to that stuff, if 1 or 2 days a week, you put something more ambitious on there and you try to kind of speed through things a little bit more, don't slack. I hope you understand what I'm getting at here. But being ambitious, setting goals on there can really help to push you. It pushes you out of your comfort zone. It encourages you. It can motivate you to get more done and to do more with your days. You are capable of more than you think you are, and I fully believe that. And putting those little ambitious things on your daily schedule can help prove to yourself that you are capable of it. All right, part 2 of the video is going to be talking a little bit about my free daily schedule. I'm going to have one up on the screen so that you can see it as I talk about it. So all of the daily schedules are laid out the same, but I have a bunch of different designs so that there's like something for everyone's style. So like I talked about at the beginning of the video, my first tip, do your most important tasks first. There is a box for your most important tasks. I don't know which side of the screen I'm putting it on. Next is just below that is the plan for the day. I like having just a generalized plan. It doesn't need to be super detailed unless you want it to be super detailed, in which case you're going to want to use like an hourly planner. But for most of us, just getting an idea down in there and then also being able to notate things like appointments and meetings are really helpful there. Of course, the date box. Reminders. This is little things like I like to put deadlines here. I didn't want to put deadlines because it's not always a deadline. But little things like that, or if there's something you need to remember for your kids' school, or if there's administrative tasks, that's a lot of what I do with it, is that I'll flip to the next days. And like, let's say that today I remember that I need to do something tomorrow. I'll grab tomorrow's daily schedule and I'll notate that down. Like, you need to send this email, or you need to do XYZ thing. I did put meal plan on here because, as I kind of mentioned earlier, I do think it's really important to remember to eat when you're busy. I know a lot of people who watch my videos are trying to be more productive and work on bettering yourself and achieving big goals, and that's amazing. But don't forget to care for yourself in the process. Eat your nutritious food. Don't forget to not eat because you're too busy. Same with water intake. Drink your water. You are never too busy to drink your water. I know it means you have to have a couple more bathroom breaks, and that is okay. You are going to feel actually more energized, and you're going to feel better when you're staying hydrated. Drink your water. Track your water. I have it so that each of the little ones in my mind is 10 ounces. You could do 8 ounces, whatever works for you, each of the little droplets. And then below that is notes. That is an area where I think that you can really specialize to you. I do actually do a lot of goal setting in the notes section, but you can do whatever works the best for you. You can also just notate things throughout the day. That's how I used to use the notes section when I was employed in more of a corporate job. I would go through and throughout the day, if like a client said something, I needed to quickly jot it down, or if I was walking throughout the property and a guest or an employee said something to me that I needed to remember, but I wasn't confident I would remember, jot that down in the notes section. But now I use it for a little bit more goal setting and some of those more ambitious goals I will put there, being like, hey, you know, I'll put a little star and I'll have a goal to film 2 videos instead of 1. Just like, maybe you can do it. And if you don't get to it, you don't get to it. But having it there is very inspiring. And then I see, every time I look at my schedule, I see that I'm like, yeah, let's keep grooving. Instead of sitting on Instagram for 15 minutes, let's keep grooving so maybe I can get to that more ambitious goal. All right, guys, so those are my tips for using your daily schedule and having more organized days, as well as going through my free printable daily schedule. Also, you can download it and like use the notes. If you go to markup on an iPhone, you can also like write things in on there. Especially if you're on an iPad, I found that to be the best. If you use the stylus, that works awesome. Whatever works the best for you though. And I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope that it was helpful. Remember, links for everything, including the free printable daily schedules, are below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you always know when I have new videos, as well as freebies, guys, because I like to try to mention freebies in videos whenever they come out. Also, I have some freebies that are exclusive to just my newsletter. So link to sign up for my newsletter is also below. That is it. Have a great day. Bye.